Karibu sana, my guest. Tell us your name.
I'm Ruth.
Yes.
I'm Ruth. My official name is by the ID
Yes.
is Ruth Mwende Musembi.
Yes.
But I like using Ruth
Yes.
because it is easier even to pronounce to
Yeah.
everybody. The others come from my native language. So
Okay.
yeah.
So the official one where you can send money right now na ifike italeta Ruth. I didn't get the other one. Yes. This is Ruth. Together with me, we are going to do this. Ruth, straight away to the points that we are talking about. I'm a bit unable to explain what you want to talk about relationships because, as I said, we all come from relationships. We are in a relationship now. So what do you want to talk about, and what is this that you want to maybe unveil in relationships?
Okay. Looking at the life that people are living nowadays, you can see that bonds are being broken, even in families. You
Yes.
find that people are living together, but it's like they don't enjoy being in the kind of setups of their relationship. And when I say relationships, I mean maybe couples relationships, friends relationships, parent-child relationships. You know, every child, even if a parent has 10 kids, that parent has a special relationship with every child.
Sure.
So between the interactions, you will see some parents are very satisfied with interacting with either of their kids, but you find some of them they don't want to interact with them. Why?
Sure.
And they are the people who brought them up. It's because their relationships are not right. And so even relationships like husband wife, they face challenges. You find relationships in the offices between employees,
That must be very toxic.
bosses, and their employees, and even neighbors. In our neighborhoods, you will go to a neighborhood where you find neighbors don't talk to each other.
Sure.
People with doors facing each other, they don't talk to each other. They don't even say hi in the morning. A greeting that it's harmless, but they can't exchange a greeting. So this is why I have a passion of helping people or making people mirror their relationship that they have in everyday life
Yes.
with the environment that they exist in through other people's experiences. Because in our coming shows and in our following shows, we will be talking to guests, people who will be sharing their experiences and telling us or helping us to see deeper into the kind of relationship that people have in our environments. And I'm doing this because myself, I like being in places where I feel like I'm welcomed, places where I feel I'm loved, I'm wanted. But now, if I find myself in a place where I feel like I'm forcing myself in the space, then it makes me feel a little heavy-hearted. And that's why I also will want other people to experience magic in their relationships. Maybe through, if experts would help us to understand these things better, we will be able to welcome them in the program. So we would be glad to be helped and to have these conversations. So it's a conversation we are starting, and we are hoping it will be successful and it will.
So what I'm getting from you is you are not basing on a particular level of relationship or areas.
Yes.
You are basing on a very general overview, a very general look on relationships.
Yes.
Something came to my mind about relationships, and I asked myself, what are the benefits of a relationship, either toxic or whatever? What are the benefits?
Okay, we can say a relationship can be successful, or a relationship can be unsuccessful and also toxic.
Okay.
If you are in the right in the right space and you are enjoying your relations with the people around you, and you find that you identify with them in various areas, then you can have an attraction to these people. Despite other things like development, like development for kids and teenage coming along, some people would just rebel without having a basis of how they are behaving. But other than that, then the other people who are in other stages of life will want to have a flourishing relationship. Unless things happen in these setups that make people not now interact in a successful way. And this is what causes people maybe to go far from each other and create boundaries and create this like they can't be able to attach anymore to these people, especially if you see like siblings rivalry, because you will wonder where will a sibling rivalry come from? And because they share blood, they've been raised in the same setup. So these are things that understanding sometimes can take a lot of brainstorming and looking deeper into things so that you can be able to understand. But if you are having a successful relationship, then you are bound to enjoy a lot. Because you get support from your circle, you'll be able to, because even there's a saying that says no man is an island. So if you want to move from one stage to another of life, like a wedding, you need people to support you. If in education, you need people to support you. Including your parents, including some well-wishers. So these kind of interactions, they have benefits to us. And it's better when we are benefiting from them rather than when we are suffering from our interactions.
Okay, thank you so much. It is sweet to hear that, because we all come from relationships. So what is this that you want to approach or rather planned?
Okay. In my interactions with different people, I have come to realize that people go through a lot in relationships, in our daily experiences, in the people we relate with. You will hear these stories from wives. You will hear these stories from husbands. You will hear these stories from even a very controversial point I'm bringing, even from church, the interactions of people in the church, and you will want to understand why they grow apart and not closer. So these are the things that I want us to be talking about as we go on, to be able to because this thing is supposed to shed light. So that if you're going through it, you can be able to tell this is not the right way I'm going. And if you are doing it and you're going towards the right step, then you can be able to put more effort and work on it, because you know you're going to be successful.
Yes.
So it's like we are here and we are waiting for the experiences of these people to be able to mirror our own relationship and be able to make them better and work on them.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Madam, you look like, a bit rich. You must have gone through a lot. If not, then you must have maybe experienced through other people, as you say.
Yes.
Who is Ruth?
Okay. Okay. I think I have a big, many hats on my head, and a big introduction. If we start now, maybe it will take longer, but I will pick what is here on the table now to be discussed. So,
Okay.
Ruth is a single lady.
Okay. With the point.
He is a mother of two,
Okay.
a lady who loves people, and depending on what I do, one, I'm an optician, and two, I'm a psychologist on my own rights.
Yeah.
So these are the things that draw me
Yes.
to want to interact with people.
Okay.
And I'm such a loving person. I want people to experience love and happiness. And so, yeah, that's how I would describe myself.
One may ask, for somebody to talk about an issue. For instance, I talk so much about marriage. I talk about marriage because of where I come from and when the steps, I have gone about and what I have tested in itself already. And I find myself wanting to straighten some points that I see and I hear and see people, go through. So in this, I'm trying to say, maybe the passion that I have for families has come from an experience.
Yes.
And the same experience has taught me actually to give out other talks that I feel they are the right, points to give to families. Because viewers ask, and I'm sure somebody is typing somewhere, are asking, now this person is single, this person is a mother, yes. What about her life? That if you're comfortable talking about it, if not, but we are okay. We can get what is right and go ahead. So the issue is where did this passion come from? Besides you being a psychologist, besides you being an optician, does not come here. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't apply.
Yes.
Yeah. So one, I would like also to add that I'm a daughter of a very loving parents, and I'm a firstborn in that family of 4 siblings.
Yes.
And a very tight and neat family.
Okay.
And we support each other. For one, I will not base my family relationship so much on the experiences that I have, because me, for my immediate family, that is my siblings and my parents, we are very close knit and we are good and we support each other. Because one thing I learned from how I've been brought up is that either of us has a need, then my parents will call us and tell us this is the need at the table, and so this person needs this and this, so how can you chip in and help your brother or your sister? So my family is okay, is as far as I know. And my passion, having said that I'm a mother of 2, I've also had my share of maybe bad relationships. It could be through me making the wrong decisions, or it could be through other people making the wrong decisions on their part that led to maybe unsuccessful relationships.
Sure.
Even through my friends, I've not experienced very terrible relationships through friendship, but they are friendship which in my normal life, I say they die a natural death. You don't do anything about them, and the other person doesn't do anything about them. They just go on like growing weary, and then it just finish. Yes. And the intention was not to kill the relationship, but it just ends up dying. And that can even happen in couples. The attractiveness and the love and the tightness that you thought you had just goes on wearing and wearing off until you are not anymore talking to each other or interested at all to maybe talk to one another. So that's why I'm saying there is a big perspective.
So, I'm sure that one. Let me you sit talk to us about. Now tell us something, Ruth, here. There are toxic, there are bad relationships and good relationships out there.
Yes.
What should different groups expect? Because we must have issues, because somebody is listening and watching and they are suffering from a certain, let's talk about family for this matter.
Yes.
A family where there is a mama, father, mother and children. That is a completion of a family. What should these people expect in our future talks? As in, we need to as because it's the moment it's like we're going to do some planting here and uprooting at the same time. What should a family expect in the near future?
So, if at all, okay, they are experts on how to do relationships, right? And I will not take that away from them. And there are challenges that a relationship can experience, and you find out that you have to seek some help to be able to build it back to where it was.
Yes.
But generally, when you need to have a tight relationships, there are things that need to be looked into, like communication, because the people cannot understand each other unless you're communicating. And communication means someone is saying something and the other is listening, and here it has to be active listening. Active listening is where you communicate to the other person that whatever they are saying, you can be able to pick it and understand it. So there must be communication, successful communication. You have to have clear channels of communication. If you go to families nowadays in the evening, and you will find in the sitting room, the husband is having their phone, the mama is having their phone, and the children are having their phone or their tablet playing.
And the TV is making noise.
And so when when they will talk, a kid will say something, and the father will not be able to pick it because they were on the phone. Or the mother or the dad will say something, and the kid will not be able to pick because everybody is engaged in something. Their head is somewhere else. So this is how you miss the point. This is how you miss. And sometimes you are communicating something very serious that happened during the day that you needed help. And then it just slips and goes, and it is not attended to. So we need to have successful communication. We need to build on the language that we use when we are communicating with each other, because they say there are verbals and non-verbals, and people need to understand when this person, you talk to this person and they keep quiet, what does it mean? Is it that they've not heard what you've said, or is it because they're not interested in what you've said? And then you have to interpret it and put it into context of what you're talking about. People need to build on trust. People need to build on everyday interactions. And this is where I say, even in your own experiences, is you've been part of relationships, that is growing up and all these things. And before I go any further, you should also tell us about the experiences you had. Relationships.
Oh, no, that's a good one. Yes. Viewers, I know we all come from this. I've talked about it many times. Our relationships and the relationships that we are talking about here. What Ruth is telling us is that she's prepared to tell us what good relationship is and what bad relationship is, and probably how to come out the bad one, come out of it, out of the bad ones, and cement what is good. And above that, she wants me to say something. Yes, I've had a relationship, and I am in a relationship, actually relationships, and how I communicate to people, as you've said, keeps my relationship going. Sometimes I let people down, maybe on simple dates, but relationships don't break because something like that has happened. Relationships are brought in for us to live, the kind of coexistence, because we have to live together. I had a relationship, I'm in a relationship, and relationships are killed by not having the very right foundation on whichever relationship. For instance, I talked when I met you, because we don't come from the same county. We don't seem to end up in the same county maybe in future. But at least we met somewhere. So what is a relationship and how is our relationship? It is how we conduct ourselves. It is how we articulate, issues and take ourselves to the next levels, be it wanting or rather, yes, try to bring the next meeting into life also depends on the good relationship. So it is true that we need to work on communication. I also had a problem with trust, where you get yourself, trusting anybody, including everybody, right? That nobody is telling you anything because people are talking about things you have heard. People are saying things that you have seen, they did not work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody is telling you something that you have tried, somebody else has tried, it is not working. So you find yourself not trusting anybody.
Yeah.
Kind of, you want to trust yourself. And my friend, we cannot live alone.
In fact, I wanted to say something on the part of trust.
Yeah.
Do you know what they say? They say, trust, you want trust. Trust is like money.
Yes, it's one.
So you work for it.
Okay, yes.
And you want little by little,
Mhm.
by little,
Mhm.
until you have built.
Ah.
Yes. And when you lose it,
Mhm.
when you lose this trust from the person who was supposed to be working on it,
Mhm.
or from the person that you had that trust on, then it's like next to impossible to be able to get it back.
Okay.
Unless they have to put so much effort in achieving it. But now from the person who the trust was broken, they take so long
Okay.
to be able to build it back. Yes, you can
Okay.
proceed.
Yeah, that is about trust. I told you it's the foundation of a healthy relationship.
Yes.
It takes time to build and it can be easily damaged.
Yes. Yes.
That very trust.
Yes.
It is when you're saying somebody, we love each other, but when that love does not really materialize,
Yes.
when it is just a word that lives in a dictionary, then that problem is there, and it cannot it cannot be achieved. You cannot achieve any good relationship without trust. So it has not worked for me because of the same. You enter into a relationship, you trust a lot, you give you are all,
Yes.
and then at the end of the day you find out that what people are getting from you, rather whoever you had trusted with everything you have, is taking these things for granted.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it is not there. So I think that is what I can say. And maybe I just roll it back to you. What should our people expect on trust particularly?
Okay. I would say trust is like two-way.
Yes.
These people who are involved in this kind of relationship, whatever relationship it is, one person must give the things that this other person is looking for them to be able to build trust. and this other person is being given must treasure the things that are being given and also work on giving the trust back. So you cannot expect you only receiving. You have to be there also to give for the foundation to be stronger and stronger. Because for the person who is always giving, they come to a place where they have nothing left to give, you know. The well has run dry because you have only been getting and not depositing back from where it was coming from. So by the time they are drained and they don't have any energy to do it, then because you have not deposited, they will walk away. And they will not be convinced that if you are given another chance, you will be able to do it right. Because maybe they have been there with you for a very long time, trying to see what you will do and just waiting and not talking about it until when you find out that this person is not what I expected, is not. You begin now, your eyes start to open and you can be able to see the wrongs maybe they have been doing. You know, when there is trust, some amount of love also is there. And as we say, the Bible says love covers multitude of sins. So when there's more trust and love, then you are not able to see anything wrong or any mistake with that person. But when it is broken and it is drained, now you start seeing every small detail brings issues. Every small detail brings issues. And that's why you find people drifting apart. Yes.
Relationship, Ruth. Actually, derives from the word relate and relationship. That means you are related. You are related to this person. There are some relationships that I want to call them permanent, and others are temporary. I want to call them so. You are free to. Yes, to allow me to unlearn or change the titles. There are permanent relationships. In this case, I'm talking about son, father, son or daughter, mother, like that. Children, parents, relationships. To me, I think these are very strong relationships that to me, they are permanent.
Yes.
They are permanent in the sense that these people are biologically, connected to these people. Now, what can trust really break such kind of a relationship? That is lack of,
I would look at it in this dimension that every kind of relationship needs working on it. Every kind. It doesn't matter whether it's the way you are saying it, permanent ones, which are biologically related, or temporary, or let's say, let's not call them temporary. Let's say relationships that are not by blood, where it's like you came together because of marriage, work relationship. You found yourself in the same estate, your neighbors. Yes, every relationship can be broken. Every relationship can be broken because even the parent-child relationship and siblings relationships, as I gave you an example, you find that their siblings do not talk to each other. Why? The trust was broken at some point. You find that a child who doesn't want to talk or see their parents and they are still alive. Why? Because the trust at some point was broken or there was a misunderstanding. Because in most cases, I will want to believe that the parent always wants the best for their kids, which might not be the same in the same proportion as the kids wanting the best for their parents because of the understanding that they will have in life. But having known that a parent will always want the best for the kids, the parent will always work towards having a better relationship with the child.
Yes.
But sometimes it doesn't work that way. So these are the diverse things that happen in life and in relationships and in our daily experiences that change everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That is all about our very first segment of this show. And before we just take a very short break, I would like us to look at the same thing, because this we are laying a foundation.
Yes.
There is another aspect of respect.
Yes.
The other aspect of respect, what I have here says mutual respect is essential. Essential.
Yes.
This means valuing each other's opinions, boundaries, individuality, disagreements are inevitable.
Yes.
But respectful communication helps navigate conflicts without causing harm. You see, without respect, the mutual respect,
Yes.
we have found and discovered that so many people, some relationships go down because of lack of respect.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
And lack of respect has also made many other people, many families, not have a continuation of, a good relationship in their
Yeah,
families.
yeah.
What do you have about respect? Because I think this is also in that. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to talk about respect, and because respect has also killed many relationships.
Yes, yes. Today in the morning, I was reading somewhere and I saw a quote someone had put across. I don't really remember who this person was because I needed to give them their rights, but I cannot really remember. But this person was saying, I think they were more based on marriage or love relationships. And she was saying you don't need to remain in a marriage because you're loved. You remain in a marriage because you're respected and appreciated. So that is something else. I thought love was enough, you know. You
don't remain in a marriage because you're loved.
Yes.
But
you're respected and appreciated. So it's like the respect and the appreciation communicates love.
That's
So
what I want to think.
if the love alone exists in this relationship and then you're not respected. In fact, I was wondering, how do you get to understand that you're loved if you're not
Maybe
respected?
how do
They
you know
can't
you're loved?
exist. They can't exist. The love cannot exist without respect.
Yes, without respect.
So it means that respect is is like a basis of everything that runs around. Because if I come and I address you in a way that you don't appreciate, then I don't think we will have that conversation. It will just be cut on the start. So respect is a big thing in any kind of relationship, And this we are even telling the people who are dating and courtship kind of relationships, because this person that you're dating and courting might not look like they have any kind of authority over you, or but you must respect them. You must respect them in the way you communicate, in the way you plan your things, in the way you address them, because this will make you go a long way in the relationship.
Somebody may ask, there is a relationship somewhere, and I feel I respect this person, and according to my understanding of respect, I think the other party does not respect me. How do I gauge that? How do I gauge that? Okay, I am being respected here.
So I would say respect is communicated in the language of the person who wants the respect. So I cannot pretend that I'm respecting you, yet I'm telling with my mouth I respect you, but the things that I'm doing are anti-respect. They are against whatever I'm talking about. So respect is communicated to the person who is entitled to that respect in the language that they understand. When I say language, I mean the things that they will appreciate as respect. Because let me give a scenario of something that will maybe enlighten us more. If you travel in our country across Uganda, you find out ladies kneel.
Actually, I miss Uganda.
Yes, they used to serve their husbands.
Have you ever met somebody? Just
Yes.
Wow.
So that kind of a culture will appreciate, and it is respectable for the lady to kneel and serve the food.
Do you think they cannot do that without? Okay, no, that is a question for Uganda.
Yes, let me just let me finish this part so that we understand what I'm saying, communicating in their language. So if this person kneels in a person who doesn't understand this culture, it will be useless. They will not communicate like the respect. But if this person understands kneeling means respect, and also it's appreciated in the community and embraced, and you do it, then if your husband or the person you are serving is an elder and that communicates respect, they will be good with it. So you have to understand what this person terms as respect for you to be able to communicate that. Because you could do so much and they will still not see it. Yes, because me, if I was watching a clip somewhere, social media so much going on.
Yes.
And then it was so funny because the lady was walking with their husband and going to their car. And then the husband went round to his driver's side and opened the door and sat and waited for the wife to enter the co-driver's seat so that they go to wherever they were going. But this lady comes from the western side of the world, the US. So she did not enter the car.
Hey, she was entering around side of what?
What was the problem? She in fact, she pretended she fainted for the husband to come and open the door for her to enter and for them to go.
No, look here. The problem was opening the door.
Yes, to escort her to the door. Open the door for her, hold the door. You should open and hold for her to get in.
Then go open yours.
Yes, and then go on your side. So the lady pretended they had fainted.
So that this person can do all this.
And this man came and opened the door and they were able to go. Imagine if this man decided to drive away without doing it.
That's not an African man, honestly.
Yeah, he's not African, but this one is communicated in the West as loving, as protecting, as standing with this person. So if this is what this lady appreciates as being loved or as being cared for, then this man, for me, if I had a husband, my husband will go to the driver's side and I will get in and sit and be comfortable and we go.
Because
if he opens the door, better for me.
Yes.
If he doesn't open the door and is rushing and we are going somewhere, because maybe for me, I've not been brought up in a culture that this is communicated to be love or care. So this is why I'm just trying to draw a big picture of using the language that a person understands to see what you're communicating. You don't need to say with your mouth, you don't need always to repeat, but show with your actions. The actions that I understand, that you respect.
Okay. You see, now we are going to another dimension. And respect. What do you understand by the word respect, Avila? Yes, and it's important that you people learn.
They can do that through the comment section.
Send your comments here. Yes, the numbers on your screen, and Ruth will give us her number. You don't mind giving us your number, but even now, so that people can start doing that. On the numbers on your screen, please comment there in this channel. Also, you can drop in your comments. Tell us how you are suffering and how we can talk to you, how you can assist us as well. Talk about this problem, because we are not perfect. We are trying to lay a foundation where we are going to salvage areas where you think you are going to, like, the relationships collapsing. But just the way you're just supposed to open the door of your car for this lady and allow her to go in, you will have saved a lot in that family. Please, utakuwa Africa sana. Just open the door for her, na aingia and endelea na safari. This is a show that you're going to love. Together with me is Ruth, and she is the soul. She is everything in this. But still, we are saying, if you have something to share with us, if you have insights, if you have testimonies, if you have lives that are, and they are not moving, yes, we can use our expertise. We can use other friends. We can use other offices around us to assist you, maybe salvage your relationship, marriage, or parents, you know, siblings relationships, teacher students, teacher pupils, boss and the workers, and all these people. Yes, we are going to do that. Now, before I think we break for a short break, I want to maybe Ruth about respect. Something else is coming, because I don't know whether respect and what your example is coming out to bring in the aspect of empathy. Having, you know, when you feel you are either your partner, your child, feeling the other person to yourself, such that you don't want to lose them because of what they are doing to you, or what that empathy. Do you think?
Yeah, because empathy comes in, like, you know, there are difficult situations that people go through in everyday life. And your kid will come home complaining of how they were mishandled at school. And your husband will come home feeling so down because of maybe what they went through during the day. The wife will come with their own issues. Maybe the wife who is working at home, and also the wife, I call them working at home because they are not housewives. They are wives working at home, because they have so much they handle when they are in the house. Which, if left alone, you need someone to be employed to be doing that if they are not there. So there are wives working at home. And then the wives from the office or business ladies, they will come with their hard day stories, how they went out and they did not make any money and all these things. And these are the areas when you have to show empathy to the other person. You communicate that you can understand what they are going through. You can be in their shoes and feel how the situation is, like, not sitting well with them. So if you can be able to communicate this, then these people will feel appreciated. They will feel loved. They will feel like they have someone to support them, even when things are not working right. Yes. So empathy is a part of any relationship, and for the people to feel cozy at home or wherever you people have an interaction. Because if your friend came crying to you that they had a bad day or that they've been sacked at work, you know, you have to embrace them and show them that it is possible to get another job. It is possible to do some other type of thing as they push ahead and wait for things to look up for them. So, yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, Ruth. We are going to take a very short break, a very short one. Then when we come back, we're going to check on other 5 points that we shall be looking at in our subsequent shows in future. And please, as you have said, just drop in your comments, tell us where you are, how we can reach you if you really wanted us to talk to
Or
you.
if at all they want to be guests, they could want to be guests on the show because they have a story to tell.
Honestly, this chair is for somebody. Please come and sit with Ruth here, discuss these things, and share and talk to us and solve many problems that
Yes.
are out there. And above all, we want to at least, Ruth, at the end of the day, we at least save a marriage or a relationship somewhere.
Yeah.
And we'll be very happy if you tell us from this talk, you went and forgave your mother.
Yes.
You went and told your mother you were wrong and she was right, and
Yes.
you have corrected. Oh, mama, you tell your son, I am wrong, I was wrong, we have corrected this. And
Yes.
all these other people with problems. So please continue chatting, continue giving us your sides. God will still help us to reach there.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
for now.
Welcome to Nisi Television, the house of rest.
Welcome back after that short break. We are happy that you are with us and you continue sharing with us and giving us, especially for those who are clapping and you can't hear the claps. Karibu sana. We are saying that if you have a problem just related to what we are talking about, you can share with us. Tell us where you can be found, but above all, and I think this is the best, we welcome you in our studios. It is in Utawala, Mehango, Karagita. All these places are in Nairobi, Kenya. For those who are in India and China, especially my friends in Japan, please just give us a call. We can talk about this online and we shall have a talk with you. Thank you so much for the comments and all that. We are doing relationships. And as we said from the beginning, ni kwamba all of us are related in a way. Yes, some relationships are brought in when a man goes for somebody's girl and wants to make her his wife. That is a relationship we have started, and it becomes toxic. It becomes a problem, and that is why we are here, so that we can try to go deep into the problems and see if we can save a relationship somewhere. I'm not alone. I have not Daktari. I have somebody in the house. Ruth, welcome back after that short break. I think we were somewhere with talking about, what was the last thing? We were talking about respect, mutual respect. And he said respect is actually respect. It's give and take. You don't respect somebody who does not respect you, but you're not supposed to respect and forget about whether you're respected or not. I don't know. You'll tell us. We can't go back to respect, Ruth, because of time, and we need to leave these people prepare for next issues. There is in life something like where I come from, sema kukanyagana. You don't cross my territory. You don't cross my boundary. We shall live well.
Yeah.
Boundaries has also been, rather is, another vice, another problem for relationships. You cross even a heavy. I don't know how boundaries and why boundaries. Why boundaries, first of all?
Boundaries. When we talk about boundaries, we are talking about how far you should not try the other person, because you never know what sets this person on fire. You never know what sets this person heads go crazy. So boundaries must be clearly communicated across board.
Okay.
I have an example of a man who is married and has kids, and this man was telling the kids, when it comes to these hours of the evening, this lady who is your mother is my wife. So these were boundaries these kids are learning from when they are small to carry along in their parent-kids relationship. Like, because the father was trying to communicate to his own kids, if you wrong my wife, who is your mother, I'm here to defend.
Yes.
So you can only come this far. As far as this lady is concerned, who is your mom and is my wife. So boundaries are things that are set clearly. You can communicate to your husband clearly if you do this, or if this happens. In fact, even when people are dating, even people when are in courtship, they talk about these things. You will hear a lady asking the husband, the guy whom they are dating, what are your deal breakers? What would I do to make you not want to see me anymore? These are things that people communicate to each other in a loving way, not in a tough way, but in a loving way. And if the other person gets this and understands what you are trying to say, then they will be able to relate with you, not really tiptoeing because they fear not like walking on eggshells, but understanding that if I go to this extent, if I try this person to this extent, they might break up, or they might do something that I might not like, because we are humans. We are not super creations. And so boundaries are things that help us to relate to each other without causing harm or hurting each other.
Just to add on that, I think boundaries also time frame. When do we set the demarcate? Because the boundaries comes with demarcation. So for those who do this other process, when do we do the boundaries?
The boundaries should be communicated as early as possible, because you don't know when something will happen, and they might trigger the other person to go beyond what you can take. So it's good if they are communicated as early as possible in any kind of relationship.
Very true. Yeah, boundaries should be communicated early enough, so that when you start crossing, you are entering into a no-go zone. Another point is quality time. Time for one another. That one brings a smile.
Okay, yes. Quality time is it's a love language. So here we are more on the part of the amount of love that you have in this kind of relationships. Like, do you want to create more love, or do you want to withdraw some amount of love? So when you're having quality time, it brings bonding. It will bring understanding each other more. And it being part of love languages that people do share, whether in a couple's relationship, dating and courtship. I'm hoping also even parents, children relationship, they need quality time. And this quality time should not be exchanged or the place of quality time taken by money or trips or holidays. You don't, like nowadays, us living in this digital world, I will want to have my kids have an holiday. And in this holiday, we have gone to a holiday, and in the holiday, everybody is doing their own thing. And we are in the holiday together as a family or as a couple.
And it is in a holiday.
Yes.
But you're still busy.
But we are not bonding. So the thing is, the amount of time you are spending with each other, make sure this time is bringing you people close. That you can sit down and listen to each other, as I said, as we started, and understand each other through communication. So that's the only way you will get quality time. But not the other person is there doing their own thing, and the other person is there doing their own thing. So you need to be interacting. Yes.
Okay. This one now brings in the problem of social medias and
Yes.
the current
Yes.
situation, but tutafika pale, we shall talk about that when we arrive to that problem.
Uh-huh.
Then we have another point here, promises. Okay, we can join promises, shared values and goals. Yeah, shared values, promises and shared values and goals.
Yes.
In this case, some people from where I come from and where I actually see it, women majority. Let me say majority so that nobody's going to accuse me. I said majority. I don't know where you fall as a lady. They say no. They like without knowing what you people like lies. You like to be lied to. That actually I'm going to buy you this.
The universe.
And then you fall into this thing like falling. You fall, actually not falling. Kunaanguka. You fall into this kabisa. Promises. Promises to children as well.
Yes.
You leave the house, maybe this one we talk on when we are tackling corruption. You come in from your house, you say to your mother, and then you tell your child, I'll come back with this.
Yes.
Then you come without, right? So that one, it is falling here as a topic to be discussed, and in this case as a vice. And then shared values and goals, because shared values and goals, all these are things they are future things to come to a relationship. How can this be a problem to a relationship?
Okay, let me begin with promises. What I would say about promises is that in any kind of relationship, make sure you promise what you can give. Make sure, yes, whatever promises you put across, there are things that are logical, and there are things that you can be able to achieve within the time frame that you will put in the promise. Because you can tell a person, I will give you a house this year. You can be able to give a house, but is it within this year? If you know it is within 5 years, give the time correct, so that this person, as they wait, they will know, because 5 years are not over. This person is still able to be able to achieve his promise.
We are not going to talk much about these points. I think we are just laying foundation. When time comes, we shall discuss that. Ruth, there is something else. So you are talking about. Let's talk about shared values.
Shared values. Shared values. You get them from your society, from your where you've been brought up. Values are shared. You cannot have values that you keep them on your own and the other person does not. You share those values so that the other person can appreciate them or not. And if they don't appreciate them, it can be a conflict in your relationship. So they better be shared values. Yes. Yeah. And then goals, you set achievable goals. Always set achievable goals. Do not set realistic unrealistic goals. Set always realistic goals.
Wewe na venye watu wanapenda kudanganywa in this world, watu wanapenda kuambiwa uongo. We shall be happy to
encourage people not to lie.
Sure.
Yeah, through the program, because these are the things that bring issues in kind of relationship. Yeah. We encourage people to be truthful as much as they can.
And it is easy to tell them the truth.
Yes.
Thank you, Ruth. By the way, if we are to talk about values and goals, that is where so many people go down. That's where so many, especially couples.
Yes.
Especially couples.
Yes.
A girl, I don't know whether it's because you come from, I don't know, some areas you come from. I don't know. But let me not waste your time. You'll listen to this when time comes. Another point that I would like Ruth to tell us about, because she's just listed them here, is support. Support? There is.
Yeah. Support comes in different dimensions. It could be social support, it could be emotional support, could be financial support. So the kind of support you need at a specific time. If your circle of people in the relationships you have, is it friends, is it siblings, is it your spouse, if they are able to give you that support, it is good. And even if the support doesn't come in the magnitude that you wanted, but they have tried to show you that they are there to support, then it's good to appreciate and look forward to achieving what you need to achieve, because some people sometimes can render support and others will not, and that can be an issue too. Yeah.
Wow. This brings us to the end of what we expect, though there are other points that we'll want to look at later on.
Yes.
Individual growth. Individual growth, maybe we shall divide that into a number of segments so that we talk about individual growth. And above that, individual growth also brings in maybe healing or reconciliation or something else, something like that, that we may want to talk about, but in future. Ruth, I concur with you that what you have said here is actually very practical, and that many of us go through. I said many of us because we all come from somewhere and we know our histories, and we may want to at least go back, just turn back and try to, to build, reclaim back the lost glory in the families, in the relationships, all that.
Yes.
But how should we do this? It is by you supporting us by viewing and watching these shows, number one. Number two, tell us your experiences. Yeah. How did you manage to come out of that thing is pressing you down? How has it been hard for you not to come out of it? Or how are you managing to live with it? Navile live you. Some people live with the thorns and they just live with them. Right? Yes. How are you doing this and all that? Just to give you, just give us a parting shot. And on that note, tell us how we can find you. Are we going to reach you? Is this where people are going to reach you? If you don't mind, we're going to trust them and give them a number that they should be calling you, and not at night. Actually, not calls, but at least texts and SMSs and WhatsApp. You can do that. If you're free with that and you care for us, please give us your number.
Okay, so I'm so grateful that we have done this today, and we'll be continuing to do it every day. And every time we are here, you will see us. Please come into the comment section and tell us how the show was, or what you learned, and what you would like us to see, or you would like us to do for you to see on the program. And we are thankful that this one has been done today. So the program is Relationships with Ruth here on this channel. Do not miss any day that we are doing this. And my contacts will be 0710 74 56 54. This is my WhatsApp contact. So anybody who wants to share anything, and they might want to be opting anyway, and they will want me to get the information, they can send through this WhatsApp number. I would appreciate WhatsApp more than calls, because then I'll be able to see it and respond immediately. So thank you for watching, and thank you also for being my co-host.
Thank you so much. Karibu sana, and karibu tena. Next time we shall be here. We thank you for coming and for preparing this, this forum for us, so that we solve problems. My name is Paul, and remember I said our numbers are there, so be talking to us every time. But Ruth's number, please follow the instruction. Don't spoil, don't break that relationship. We have been talking about relationship.
And we have a relationship now with
the boundaries.
Yes.
Take care of the boundaries. Bye for now, till we meet again. God bless you.